I'm Lando Calrissian. Glad to make your acquaintance.
All right, the brothers are all back together, man. This is amazing. We got it together. We got the whole band back together. The Lando Calrissian Experience, the original four. We back in here, man. Let's start off 20. We gonna start off 2023 right, but we got to talk about 2022. Let's talk about Jules' favorite topic, DC. What's going on with your boys, man?
Jesus,
they went away from this Zack Snyder universe. I mean, they went away from everything at this point.
Jules said this is the most excited he's been about DC since they started it.
Listen, they messed up big time. It ain't even DC, it's Warner Brothers. Let's keep it real. It's a wrap. It's over. They're not thinking small, they're just thinking big.
So you're not feeling James Gunn, then, Jules?
It's not that I don't feel him. Like, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like some of the stuff. I like Peacemaker, the series. I wasn't a fan of the film, but the series was alright. It's a little more in depth. But not to run. I mean, you giving a dude reign to run something it's not really something that I feel like he should have been in charge of. I think it's more here you got basically Zach's mortal enemy at the time when he was putting out those films, and you got Guardians of the Galaxy coming out and a lot of that stuff. I just feel like he's gonna erase what that DCEU was prior. You know what I'm saying? But it's in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, they should have closed it. Before they rebooted it, they should have closed it out. One film, 9-episode series, whatever they wanted to do to make it simple, and end it off there. And then you can reboot everything. But you can't keep on holding on to this Flash movie, Aquaman movie. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Aquaman made over $1 billion, so they're looking in terms of money. Now, profits. It's really all about that now, D. Like, you said this years ago. I'll say it right now. Yeah. They sold their chips, man. This is it. So we can't, ain't nothing you can do. I don't think Gunn is the right person, and I don't know the other guy to actually head it. I think it's too much. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, I'm just like, it's over. It's a wrap. Let it go.
All right. What's your thoughts on it, Oracle?
Well, me personally, I'm indifferent. I am happy that Zach got his trilogy out the way he wanted to do his trilogy. So for me personally, after his version of Justice League came out, I was actually satisfied. Like, if Zack Snyder don't have to do shit else with DC, I'm cool with this. Like, I'm cool out here how he did this. I do hate that they played the fuck out of Henry Cavill though. Like, they played him, man. Like, they played my man's like he went from doing Superman that he stopped doing Superman to go ahead and focus on The Witcher, right? So mind you, he's a big Witcher fan. Like, he's a genuine fan of both the the video game series and the book series. Like, he's a genuine fan of that shit. Like, so much so that he played Girl to Rivia perfectly, damn near pretty much. And so, he stopped doing that because he thought he was going to be Superman again. And the Black Panther teaser, it more or less kind of just got niggas' hopes up for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just got a hopes up for nothing. It was
Black Adam.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Yeah. So it's just like, oh, damn. I mean, like, because to me, that was probably the best live action Superman in movies that we was going to get for like a long time. Like, on some real shit. Like, regardless of how the movies is, like, him being Superman made sense. Like, he had the look down, the mannerisms, all that shit. Like, regardless of how you felt about like how Zack Snyder played it up as far as like he wasn't like the brightest Superman. Like, nah, I mean, that's kind of wasn't the point. I mean, more and more people thankfully seeing that now for what it was. That's even though me and Jules, we've been saying that forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now people just kind of starting to see that now, but it's just one of those things where I hate that he got played. You know what I'm saying? I hate.
Yeah, that was kind of whack.
yeah, he got played. Like James Gunn, you know, I do like James Gunn stuff. Cause I did like Peacemaker and his Marvel stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy. I did fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I'll see what happens. But I'm kind of with Jules with as far as you know, I would like to see some more DCU stuff. I mean, mind you, they're keeping Aquaman, they're keeping Shazam, because I actually did like the first Shazam, and I actually did like Aquaman.
Yeah, I did
but,
too.
I did, like, you know, I genuinely did. You know, Wonder Woman, they kind of scrapping those because the first one was good. Second one,
yeah,
that was horrible.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I ain't saying it. So I'm just like,
I think it needs more than in. That's a whole, you know what I'm saying? That's sitting on the pot for a while.
Yeah.
No, you know. No, but you know what? I agree with you. I do agree. It wasn't as good as the first one. Definitely wasn't as good as the first one. But that's besides the point. Now, as far as like movies, like if we're gonna talk about decent movies like Black Adam, I did get a chance to watch Black Adam at the crib because HBO Max. So I got a chance to watch it. And for what it was, I actually did like it. I actually liked it for what it was. I actually did enjoy it. I actually enjoyed the movie. Black Adam was Black Adam, how he needed to be. So The Rock didn't disappoint with the character. And to me, he didn't disappoint with the character. Like, it was like, oh, that's how Black Adam really is. Like, he kind of don't give. He's Shazam if Shazam was 5,000 years old and didn't give a fuck. That's pretty much who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a bad guy, but he's not a good person. He does what he needs to do for his country. Yeah. Period. It's just how he moves. Like, whoever can help him and his country out, that's who he's siding with. That's just how he moves. I did like that they were comic book accurate with, like, you know, bringing in like Adriana and Amon. I really like the fact that they brought in Sabak, which was real cool. I saw the chance they got bringing Sabak, which is literally Devil Shazam in so many words. The devil version of Shazam. Other than that, man, it was, like I said, it was definitely cool for what it is. Like Jules said, Peacemaker, when that was out, I actually did really fuck with Peacemaker. Me personally, I did fuck with Peacemaker the show.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. But as far as like the direction DC is going to go in general, we'll see. Me personally, I'm always going to stick up for the animated side. Like, if I don't get shit else from the live action side, I know I can 1000% depend on the animated side. Because me personally, if I had to choose between, and I know this may sound biased, I don't even give a damn at this point. If I had to choose two universes between the MCU and the DC animated universe, especially the one that was from Flashpoint Paradox all the way to Apocalypse War, I'm picking that. I'm picking the DC one because that was like damn near perfect. Like, they went through so many different storylines. They just had a new 52 look, but they went through so many storylines and the shit was dope. And now we know with the stuff they're doing now, it still is dope. Don't get me wrong. Like, do I miss it? Yeah, but they closed it out real good. So I'm really kind of looking forward what the animated side is gonna do more than anything else. The live action side is what it is. The animation side, that's what I'm focused on because that's what I really like. Because they be in their bag on the animation side, like bar none. They in their bag on that. But but again, we'll see. So that's why I got on that.
Supposed to taking out a lot of the animation though too in this whole new merger. They trying to take out a lot of the animation for HBO Max.
And that's kind of like wow, and that's why I'm like, that's why I say for the animation, I'm gonna be rooting for that, but we'll just have to see what happens because I have heard that too. It's just I don't know, man. It's just like put it like this, as long as we're getting good stories, like I'm with it. As long as the animation's been up to par and the voice acting and the writing's up to par, as long as all that's still good, I'm fine with, the new 52 version of like the Flashpoint Paradox all the way to Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That was dope. Like I said, that to me, that was everything. So if I don't even get another animated universe or animated whatever continuity, you can give me those 27 movies. I'm fine with that because that was fantastic. But again, we'll see how it plays. Oh, I did get a chance to see the Green Lantern joint. About John Stewart. Yeah, I did get a chance to see that, and that was actually good. I actually liked that. That was real good. So that was I fucked with that. And because it was in the same styles like the Superman Man tomorrow. I know they have a Wonder Woman joint. I think I haven't. I don't know if it came out. I just haven't seen it.
Blood and whatever it is, where they fight Medusa.
I think so. I don't think I got a chance to see that one yet.
Yeah,
that one,
they fight Medusa. Like Medusa becomes like humongous, and they have to fight her.
I did see the Catwoman anime that came out. I still got a chance to see that. That was actually good. The main villain was Cheetah. That was actually good. But other than that, like I guess we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm indifferent on it. Like it's just like I kind of hate Zach Owen. I kind of hate that they're scrapping the shit. And like I said, I kind of hate that they shelved Henry Cavill like they did. But I mean, it is what it is. Like we say, it's Warner Brothers doing the bullshit because they shot themselves in the foot. I mean,
yeah,
it just is what it is. I mean, that's how I look at it.
All right, Ted, what you got for DC this year so far? I mean, for not this so far, but for 2022.
I'm pretty much in agreement. I am interested to see where Gunn decides to take it because it's going to be such a different perspective than where Zach is coming from, right? So Zach's to me is way more dark, and kind of leaning on what Jules was saying. There's this element of humor that's always present in Gunn stuff. So I don't know. I'm interested. I don't have a dog in this fight either way. You know what I mean? Like I said, I surely thought DC was finished from go when I saw Batman versus Superman. I thought this shit is done. That don't ever fucking touch this shit again. And then Oracle and Jules sat me down. I was like, nope, watch the director's cut.
Still ain't watching
your mind. And I was like, okay, all right, I see. So where's the evil hand? Why does this keep fucking up in the same way? And then they were like, it's Warner Brothers. I said, oh, got it.
But that's Warner Brothers looking for the big payoff, man. At this point, it's really because there's no way that the story's whack or anything. It's just not for the platform that they try to do it on initially. And it's funny because you can look at it now and say, yo, Joker and the Batman still fall in that same vision kind of in a sense, but because they're individual and they can pull out a little bit of Oscar nods or something, then and they're looking at it totally different. But with Zach's vision, it's cut prematurely. You're sitting there. They should have just, like me and Ted talked the other day, man, and they should have threw that right on HBO Max or any series, because Netflix, when they did it, Daredevil and all those shows came off, they were grown, dark, and they were perfect for that platform. That's where they messed up at, though, man. They don't see that picture. They just see, Avengers Endgame. Well, not Avengers Endgame, but Avengers initially set it off, and and all that stuff. But they crush it doing this, man.
I think DC Warner Brothers made they should have maybe had some thought about having some more foresight and lock down Christopher Nolan way earlier before he became real popular.
Yeah.
Like, after that second one, before he did a third one, they should have been like, "Hey, that's cool. We need to do a 5-movie deal with you on this.
Yeah,
we need to lock you in for 5 at least, just to kind of get you in there for whatever else. Even if he ain't directing it, but consulting something where you're helping us do something with, this IP we have." But they really didn't know that. They really didn't think they was gonna do nothing with it. To be honest, I don't think.
Well, I don't think that even if they did, I don't think Christopher Nolan can last in that universe because it's become too fantasy laden. That makes sense. Me and Jules were talking, that Christopher Nolan series was very realistic, which is why all of us loved it. It was like boots on the ground. It wasn't a ton of CGI. You know what I mean? Yeah. It didn't have, fucking punching effects and all the rest of this stuff. It was literally in your face. But it seemed like it had a little more thought behind it. Like, and that, you know, we see that Marvel is starting to move to. Marvel had to apologize for shit being so hokey, right? Like, yeah, we've been you know focused on quantity and not quality, and we apologize for that.
Yeah,
but I think just the trajectory of the way things went, like because Marvel pushed into that, DC was going to try to follow, regardless, because it's automatically in people's minds. Like DC never decided like, oh, we want to go up against Marvel. Like we just us people that are comic book fans, whether it's fair weather or not, know it's always been Marvel versus DC. So Avengers hits $1 billion, they're like, all right, well, how are we gonna be able to do that? We can't do it with Christopher Nolan because Christopher Nolan movies aren't made for kids, as Jules used to say, right? Yeah. Like they getting dollars all the way from 6-year-olds who can recognize Thor to grandparents, right? Who would love his what's Captain America's girlfriend's name?
Oh yeah, Agent Carter.
Agent Carter, right? So there's a little bit of stuff sprinkled in there for everybody. DC was so busy like eyeing that, like, all right, we got to keep pace, we got to keep up with the Joneses. Like, let's figure out a way to make this marketable to all people. When the Dark Knight Rises showed you, like, you have a core set of people that are going to ride with you regardless of what you do. And to be honest, I would probably be mad at them because they tested y'all face with these last couple of bullshits that came out, like from slicing Superman and Batman to Wonder Woman, the second one, 1984. I was like, bro, like y'all are just casting the reel at this point, because I don't even know what y'all were attempting to do. Like,
yeah,
like.
No, that's
I
real.
don't know how you go from Wonder Woman 1 to Wonder Woman 2, like, and feel like, what, this is actually presentable. This reminds me so much of the first one.
Yeah,
Aquaman was cool. Then we got like Black Adam. Black Adam was a step in the right direction, honestly, and I think that's probably why everybody was pissed.
Because they didn't make no bread, though. They didn't make no bread.
But you know what? I think pulling and look, they said 15 years ago they signed them up, but I think The Rock, and I think a lot of these studios are looking at The Rock to bring in this payday. Listen, Hobbs and Shaw was enough to let you know, don't do it. That payday ain't coming. The Rock is cool, but he's better off coming in as Hobbs on Fast 5 or something and chill. But
I mean, even outside of that, like you can't. Like that's like a toxic relationship. Like, I mean, you can't be with somebody that's been fucking you over for the last 4 months, and all of a sudden they're like, I got a surprise. Meet me at the restaurant. And be like, last time I did, you left me with the bill, my nigga. Like, I don't know. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
It's real. No, that's real.
I would see, but I don't trust it.
Yeah.
And then you got streaming, like your boy, like the Oracle said, like he waited for it to hit HBO. So like, there's nothing pushing me to the theater.
And it was bad about. See, what's bad about what Warner Brothers did is, like, honestly, you have the most recognizable characters.
100%.
Absolutely.
Like in comic books, you have the big three. I mean, I'll put like this: outside the really.
Now, my question to you with this Oracle is: if you talk to a kid under 15, will they say that those are the big three?
Because of how MCU is.
That's what I'm just saying.
In movies,
dynamic.
Well, in movies, it can be contested. I can say that it can be contested. But if you're talking about,
I don't know if you talk to a kid under 15,
it can be contested. It can be contested. It can be contested. It's a toss up, but if you're gonna talk about like still like overall as far as a superhero, period, then it's still gonna be Superman no matter what, because it's fucking Superman. Because Superman's story is pop culture. Like, no matter who you are, how young, how old you are, Superman's origin story. Like, that's how. You don't even have to be comic books to know this nigga's backstory. Like, you know who he is. Like, you from 5 to 55, you know his fucking story. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's just it's damn near mythology at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, his best story. You know what I'm saying? But with Warner Bros., like how I feel like they dropped the ball really was like you had the most recognizable characters. Like you had, like with me, man, still is my favorite Superman movie solely because one, Christopher Nolan did help write it, even Zach directed, but Nolan did, I think, produced or wrote. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh wow,
he was produced.
He was on Steel with Shaq.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah,
You didn't know that?
yeah.
I know Christopher Nolan wrote part of it.
Yeah, he was behind the. Yeah. Zach directed, but Nolan was right there producing.
Yeah, if you watch the movie, it's Christopher Nolan all through that bitch. If you
gotta remember too, it was Christian Bale who didn't want to finish or do any more Batman films technically. So in that sense, because he wanted to work on other projects outside of the genre, you now you're left with having to kind of start over with this new Man of Steel, and it can't just transition from, Dark Knight Rises or anything, which would have been fire, because you can see the similarities in, outside of the punches and all the effects. There was like a realism to it too. You know what I mean?
So him and David Goyer, who wrote all the Dark Knight movies, them two wrote Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel was fire. It just got robbed.
Yeah, it got robbed because a lot of people. It's really because of really honestly two things. One, because of how Jonathan Kent died, and two, because
remember that?
Yeah, because how Jonathan Kent died.
Me started.
And his response. Remember the response to the kids on the bus, and he had said, "Am I supposed to let him die?" He said, "Maybe." Remember that?
But you know what though? When you watch the whole scene in context, especially if you ever seen the movie Brightburn, if y'all ever remember seeing the movie, like if you low key, that proves the entire argument of Jonathan Kent's whole disposition. That proves his whole argument. That whole movie proves his argument.
Now, didn't Gunn do Brightburn?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nah,
who did that?
I can't remember.
I'm looking at
whoever did the movie Super is who did Brightburn.
David Yorvitsky.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So,
but the Gunn brothers wrote it.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, but no, I'm just saying, like, when you look at that, you're just like, oh damn, like it's like, damn, why would John Kent say that? But then, I mean, Batman vs Superman kind of proved his whole point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Proved his whole point. Like, yeah, you got superpowers, son. You can do all this shit, but I'm kind of worried about you just going out there.
Is my mother's name. That's what I got from that. The only thing that can stop Superman is his mama's name. Got it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, they could have played that a lot better. I mean, I get what they was doing, but they could have played that a lot better.
Get back to the writers' room just a little bit.
Like, yeah, I could have played that a lot better. I'm not even gonna front. But but it was just one of those things where, like we just saw, they just try to keep up with the Jones movies. They just go at their own pace, like we always been saying.
Yeah.
Go at your own pace, do what you do. You got an adult audience, like just work with that and just keep working with that. Because I mean, even with the animated shit, like I said earlier, that's more adult than anything kiddie. Mind you, they doing kiddie shit too, for plenty of kiddie stuff they're doing, but they real good shit is all like TV.
Yeah, but the animations are not for the kids. Like
when you say
the animation
they
films,
got the big three, you saying it's Superman, Batman, who's the other?
Wonder
Woman. Okay, so here's the thing. It's gonna be really interesting, I would say, in the next decade, because I think D. Fry is onto something. Like, I can't think of any kids wearing in Halloween. I don't remember seeing any kids in any Superman outfits.
Nah, they Spider-Man out.
Nah.
I see Batman out. I see some Wonder Woman, but mostly it's Marvel related, right? And I wonder, it's
Batman, more people dressed as Doctor Strange than Superman right now.
This is facts.
It's weird because it's like
you got a point.
Superman and Batman was kind of like passed down to us because it started with our parents, right? And then when they finally hit the big screens, like they finally putting this type of fantasy on the screen, so everybody's attached to it. Now, niggas done walked into motherfucking the superhero Walmart. Right now, you got all sorts of. You can find shit from superheroes from Dubai, like nigga, like it doesn't matter. Like you gonna find anything that you connect to. So I wonder if it's still gonna have that sort of lasting power and effect to the younger generation. Because I know our generation follows like the comics and understands like, I'm pretty sure it's our generations that are trolls to everybody else. When somebody would be like, a woman will be like, "Oh, I love Superman," he'd be like, "Oh yeah, well, tell us where his hideout is." You know what I mean? And you can't name it. He's like, "Bitch, you ain't no real fan. Like, get out of here." You know what I mean? Just totally just fucking up the whole
girl house.
Getting anybody into the fandom.
Nah, his girl house.
Exactly.
But no, you're not wrong, man. I mean, you're not wrong. As far as like D said, like anyone under the age of 15, no, I can totally understand that point because Disney, let me make that very clear. Disney did pretty much make the B-tier superheroes because really the only A-list superstar out of the two A-list superstars out of Marvel, honestly, before the Avengers hit, to be totally honest, Spider-Man, X-Men. Let's just keep 100.
That's it.
Just being honest, like Spider-Man is, if we were talking about the big three overall, period, it's always been Superman, Batman, Spider-Man in any rotating order. But now since Spider-Man always he's consistently stayed. I think he's the only one who's been consistently just stayed up there, and maybe Batman.
That's because that they sell Spider-Man to every 4-year-old out. They keep them in rotation I mean, think about Garfield Spider-Man, how they did it that. Hold on, this ain't even though
messed it up, man. They
was hype about it. That younger generation needed to be live again. So you got to bring in that new young cat, 4 years old, bring him in. And then you keep him there. Because Tom Holland ran through Civil War all the way up to Endgame and was still in high school. It made no sense. You know what I mean? But that's the marketing. You got to, keep them.
But you see, the only thing I never did like about the Tom Holland version, honestly, is because they basically made him they basically just gave us a whitewashed Miles Morales in so many words. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, so y'all just gonna take Miles Morales' whole.
I've been saying that for a minute though.
It's like,
I
was like, okay. I mean, but I mean, but it's so many other ways it could have kind of went with it. I mean, you could have gave us what like Disney and them did with like Spectacular Spider-Man, like how they played that whole shit out, because that was fantastic when they did that in the animated sense. They could have gave us a good version of that. I would have been fine with that. I mean, mind you, we got what we got now, and to me, the best Spider-Man movie outside of Spider-Man 2, with Tobey Maguire is probably No Way Home, because I really like No Way Home because it gave the Garfield Spider-Man closure. So I'm like, thank you. Gave my man closure, man. Thank you.
But that's a gift and a curse almost, because you're gonna bring us in for that closure, right? But then it's like you just ran with this whole Spider-Verse kind of concept.
They're gonna have him and Toby running together, right? Is like the next kind of move they're trying to do.
They trying to do something like that with them?
With him and Toby, like between both of their universes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you know what? I know, because like, and then you make older Peter be like a mentor of younger Peter and stuff like that. What I will say is now.
But then you got what? You got Spider-Man Homecoming all over again.
Not necessarily.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
without Tony, you'll have,
yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no, because because you do now have your own experience Spider-Man with Tom Holland, and then now he's got pretty much the old school classic suit finally at the end of No Way Home. So like, I want to see that suit for real played out. And it kind of, in the way No Way Home in it, it's pretty much like, okay, so now they're making him like, now he's truly alone, he's anonymous, and now he can kind of move how he need to move more freely. And he actually is going back to like the old school way of like, hey, I'm making my own shit. I literally made my own suit, made my own web shoot, all that shit. Like, it's really truly homemade shit. So but as far as like, now if we're gonna talk about animated, now we're talking about like the Miles Morales stuff, which I'm a fan of that. I really did like. I can't wait for that like that. I'm curious to see how that plays out, because now what I would want to see, me personally, if they do it, don't know if they will, give me the PlayStation Spider-Man, like the one that's been on PS4, the PS4 Spider-Man, put him in there. Yeah, like, because to me, honestly, storyline wise, if you want to talk, like, to me, that
first PS4 Spider-Man joint,
dude, that's the best Spider-Man story, period. Because really, to be honest with you, No Way Home kind of took a little bit of that to make No Way Home. As far as, like,
I agree. They never killed Aunt May before.
Never killed Aunt May. But they killed off Aunt May, and they killed it off in a way where it was like, damn.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, that hurt. Like, damn, my nigga, I feel for you. Like, you know, for real, it was like, damn, I feel for you. But like, you know, how they played out with like how Miles Morales came in, he's being his own man, and then now in the next one they're gonna bring in Venom and Kraven the Hunter for sure. I know that for a fact they are. So it's like I'm kind of curious, and then I would love to see
a Kraven the Hunter movie too, and that's just like, stop it.
But you know what? Kraven's a dope ass villain though.
Yeah,
Craven is ill, dude.
What? I mean, we don't need a movie though.
Nah,
it's a cash grab. Just like what you call is a cash grab. What was the other one? Morbius was a cash grab.
It's Morbin time. Jesus Christ. I try to get a little bit through that. I couldn't even make it through. I just stopped watching it, man.
I've not watched 1 minute.
You didn't finish Morbius?
I couldn't finish it, man. It's just, and don't get me wrong, my man,
Jared
Leto, great actor. It doesn't take him away from him being a great actor. It was just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no.
Listen, I ain't paid for theater tickets. I ain't do none of that. Me and wifey watched that in the house, just flat through. It was a good movie just to watch through. I ain't look for it to be no spectacular window into another universe. I was good, but that's all it was. It wasn't like, it's worth finishing, but it ain't worth like, oh my God, don't start a whole trilogy off.
Sony, man.
And that should have been a series instead, man. Maybe like 4 episodes, 5 episodes.
That probably would have been better. You know what I'm saying? That like a little mini series. That probably would have played out better.
Yeah,
at least you had more time to kind of develop and getting more into it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
the pressure of films are too much when you constrain with this kind of like 2.5 hour, window, and that's even long on the large scale. You know what I mean? I think that kind of kills it. And then how much can you get profit wise? So when it comes to theater films, I'm over that. I think let Transformers have that just for the boom, 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 and all that extra stuff. But you know what I mean? Give me my TV shows now, man. I done changed. G, it's over. Andor, the best joint. Yeah.
All right, let's get into Marvel. How'd y'all feel Marvel did 2022?
Horrible.
They could have did better. Like I'll say this. So let's talk about the elephant in the room since we just all right here. Wakanda Forever. How did y'all like? Me personally, I did like it. I liked it a lot. I did like it a lot. Now
I liked it a lot. I don't see what the hate was all about, dude. They lost their main act. What was they supposed to do?
Yeah.
I mean, because put like this, the way, if you haven't watched Wakanda Forever, spoiler alert. So just because we're gonna talk about because it's been long enough at this point.
I mean, it's been what, 3 months? 2-3 months?
So fast forward later on if you want to miss this, but what we're gonna talk about is this. So the way they played it off at the end with introducing T'Challa II.
Well, that was the original script though, too. I read the article with Coogler. He said that basically it was gonna be that this child he found out about, but old girl hid him from him and like ducked off and got married to somebody else and had the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that was gonna be his whole thing of like him showing him like what it is to be a king and then still fighting against Namor at the same time. And then Angela Bassett's supposed to still died. Like a lot of that stuff is supposed to still happen. It just wasn't T'Challa. I mean, basically everything that happened in the movie, they were saying damn near was supposed to happen. Except that T'Challa was dead.
Yeah.
And a lot of people because like, well, it's too female led. I'm like,
stop it, man.
It's like stop that because I'm like, if you know, because a lot of people just like, if you know your comics, Shuri does become Black Panther. It does happen. So it's not a falsehood. It does happen. And
they set you up to have him come in all kind of different ways to be a future Black Panther.
Exactly.
or anything along the lines. You made it where you could build him up or put him in a time machine.
Yeah, look, the challenge from what's his name, M'Baku. You know what I mean? There's ways.
Yeah, because M'Baku's the king now.
Yeah.
And then I mean, like I said, I mean the multiverse is a thing. So
that's like, what I'm saying.
So it's not like it can't happen. And so I'll tell you,
they had a schedule, and also people understand Marvel had certain spots they need to hit as well to continue the phases. So yeah, well, you know, let's go recast and do all this, but they had to hit certain buttons and they had to get out by a certain time. They already gave them grace of the time period to move back. They won't go let them just move it just so y'all can have a whole bunch of black dudes in there. Let's run behind a lot of these black women, strong characters that were in the film.
Yeah,
already, they were already established. Then they didn't even really bring nobody, too many people new in. These were established characters already. They let ride.
Right. I mean, we know the Dora Milaje exists. We know clearly Shuri's a thing. We know Queen Ramonda's a thing. We know Nakia's a thing. So like we already, like you said, all these characters are already established in the first movie. We know they're all here. And then, but I'm gonna tell you what my favorite part was Namor, man. Excuse me, because I know T guy's a little one. Namor was my guy, because I ain't gonna lie. Namor.
Whoever put that up on the Lando Cal page.
Oh, that was me. That was me.
That was you. I thought that was you.
You're welcome. That was me. You're welcome. That was me. because real talk, man, when I said that man was Black Air Force One energy the whole time, like when they took out Wakanda with some water grenade, like y'all took out with some high powered water balloons.
The dude he was skating on air.
That's crazy.
Like he was gliding on them. Like I'm talking about, like, and moving missiles and all kind of stuff.
Bro, and then was even more sick was the sole fact after he pretty much messed up the capital city and killed the queen, he was like, bury your queen, mourn your dead, you got a week. I was like, this man is a problem. Okay, he is a problem. But then what made him so much problematic was the fact that so you don't have to get whoever made this device to find where we was at, because they don't need to know about where we at. Oh, well, we'll tell him where you at. What's Queen Ramonda said? He just looked at her as like,
no, you won't.
First you F around, and then you're gonna find out. That's pretty. And he kept his promise, and a lot of people was like, well, it's like I didn't want to get this man no shine like that, but because his review is just hilarious. This disrespectfully hilarious. Umar Johnson.
Oh my God, you heard that? I listened to it.
For the record, that's the best family comedian right now. Period.
Oh my!
He's getting the GOAT status. Like Umar's getting the GOAT status.
He said,
"Look at trying to figure out what am I talking about here?"
He's like,
"Who you talking about?"
Umar Johnson. Well, he did his review of
He's
Wakanda
getting the
Forever.
GOAT status as one of the best comedians of all time.
Bro, when he said they got taken out by some underwater Mexicans. I was like, no disrespect. No disrespect to my Hispanic community. It's just like
hilarious. Like
it's hilarious.
Yeah, that was about the funniest thing I heard, man.
Bro. But I do appreciate how they wrote Namor. Like he was the sole fact. He was like, so I'm coming to y'all first, telling y'all that we got the same common enemy. Like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. We have the same common enemy. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm asking you to join me. But if you don't join me, if you're not with me, you're against me. I'm letting you know that now before things get wild. So don't say I didn't. His whole thing was, don't say I didn't warn you ahead of time. Like that was his whole. Say, do not say I didn't warn you ahead. I tried. I tried to extend the olive branch, even though he was still the a-hole Namor from the comics. He was an a-hole Namor that made sense.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
They made him make sense. That's why I liked it, because they made him make sense.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm gonna say this though. Whoever they cast for the Fantastic Four as Sue Storm, she better be bad, because you cannot have handsome Namor and she just be a basic chick. Like, she can't be. She can't be. Like, I'm just saying it now. She can't be. You cannot have handsome Namor and Sue Storm be a basic. Can't happen. She gotta be at least Margot Robbie bad. Something. She can't be basic looking. It's just because the way Namor just be fawning over her. Nah, no way. No way.
Yeah.
So I want to run through some of the slate for Marvel for this year coming up. Ant-Man and the Wasp drop off February. Then What If comes out after that. Secret Invasion TV show comes out after that. Guardian of the Galaxy 3 comes out after that, May 5th. Echo, the TV show, comes out after that. Loki season 2 after that. The Marvels, then Ironheart, then X-Men 97 animated TV show, which seems like it might be. Now I'm looking forward to that. And then finally close out the year, Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
See, now I'm definitely looking forward to X-Men 97, and I actually did like the Ant-Man and Wasp series only because now that we got Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, look, and Jonathan Majors is one of the dopest actors. So, like,
right now, he's number one reason I want to see. Actually, they got a slew of A-list in there, but I definitely want to see it for Jonathan Majors.
No, Jonathan Majors, man, that dude can act his
He's a beast, man. He's a beast. That kid is. That Creed 3 coming.
He made me want to. I had no interest in wanting to see a Creed 3, but I do now because Jonathan Majors is in there.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like,
what's that movie with the war with the planes? He's in that. I want to see it.
Oh, the one that just came out where he was the like a black fighter pilot.
Yeah, that looks really, really good.
I think it's in World War I or something, right?
Somewhere, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then how he was in Lovecraft Country, that was.
So him being as Kang, and he's Kang for like 5-6 movies. He's like basically Thanos for this. He's the big bad.
He's the big bad. I mean, and really, and then like I said, until we get my favorite of all time, Doom in, which they better do Doom right from once they put up. They better do him right.
Is Doom gonna be as big as these other people? Because look,
it's Dr. Doom. You kind of have to have. Dr. Doom.
I'm saying like to make people be scared of him. These other guys are intergalactic time travelers, like world suckers, and then I'm supposed to be scared of a dude that just wears a mask and wants to go get his own little country over in Eastern Europe.
he Iron Man cousin.
Right, exactly.
Iron Man cousin.
I mean, you see, I'm
supposed to be scared of him. I'm going against a black man that travels through time that is probably partly racist. And they probably hope they go into that at some point. And that would be my direction with it, to make him be like a time traveling racist black man.
Time traveling racist. But they go back and have him ancient Egypt with apocalypse. Man,
his thing intergalactic, and then I'm gonna show up with Dr. Doom. I just don't know, man. Is that you made the bigger villain so much bigger, is what I'm saying.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do Doom, they have to do him right, because you can't. He's going to have to be grandiose in every way possible, because he hasn't been done correctly on the big screen before. Let's just keep it 100. That's the real reason why. Because in every other sense, Doom for real, Doom is a bigger threat than Kang the Conqueror. He is Thanos. He's like the main person Thanos looks out for. Like, so no, this is the one person I know. If I'm gonna look at a threat, it's him. Like, so, like I said, he pretty much almost the same as Iron Man, almost the same as Reed Richards, almost the same as Doctor Strange. And 99.9% of the time, he pretty much wins. He just messes himself over because he's arrogant. That's the only reason he loses. So, but you have to make him, but you have to cast him right. You have to write him correctly. So,
I'm going back.
I don't know. So I don't know.
Denzel Washington to play Dr. Doom.
Hey, I mean, like I said, I would love to see just Doom done right, man. I mean, that's just one man.
Y'all saw the book. Did y'all see that big rumor that X-Men was going to have Giancarlo Esposito play Professor X and have Denzel Washington play Magneto?
Yeah, I seen that little rumor. I didn't know if it was official or not.
Hey, look, that is one of the best rumors I've ever seen.
I'm telling you now, if that happens, it's gonna be January 6th on August 19th. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If Disney drops that, you will see Trump up for re-election again from prison.
Oh God. Oh man.
Is that what you think? That you think they put that out originally, Ted, to get take a temperature?
Yeah, bro, come on, dog. Like, you could already like the headlines write themselves. It's like they're trying to take every Professor X-Men. They're taking they're taking make believe people from us.
Well, I can see them letting us get one of them.
Nah,
it's
bro.
The two of them. I think it's the two.
See,
nah.
if you're gonna make anyone black, make Professor X black. You have to keep Magneto Jewish. You kind of have to keep him Jewish.
No, make him black. Make him a black man that's mad for the
He gonna be Samuel Davis Jr.'s grandson. Like, no, it's not. It's not gonna happen, bro. They're not gonna let that fly. But two of the most powerful mutants, and you're just gonna turn them black all of a sudden.
No, just keep this.
Did Denzel Washington get a pass and they'll let it slide because it's him? And they like Giancarlo, and like a lot of white people like Giancarlo Esposito too. It's not like we put in Tyrese.
I'm telling you now, Lando Cal will be back on 4chan thanks to D Fry. I'm telling you right now, our fan base is going to be blow up, but it won't be because they fans. They're going to be trying to get out all sorts of information, where we live.
And when I say I'm leaving my VPN on at all times, if that's the case,
they're gonna be scoping Jews. They're gonna be waiting for them at the Celtics game and shit.
You threw me out there. See, you threw me out there. You made it hot. Look.
Just saying.
You threw yourself out there. You want to be posting
that Hey, yo.
You threw yourself.
Listen.
Honestly, but I feel where D come from. I mean, it would be an interesting thing to see, but at the same time, if you already got a good established Professor X and Magneto with Fassbender and James McAvoy, I mean, you might as well just use them because you might as well because they still with damn good Professor X and Magneto.
They gonna set you up, bro. What's gonna happen is they're gonna keep Fassbender and James. And when they do Denzel and Esposito, it's gonna be the voices for an animated version.
You know what though?
Nah, we've been hiding too long already. Come on.
You know what though? I mean,
Vader, everything. Kratos. We've been already.
Jules, you took the words right out of my mouth. Kratos.
It's time for our face to be seen, dog.
They can't. It's the visual, bro. We fighting too hard on the. You know how much fight we got to give for a CRT movement? You think they're gonna give up one of their best nine fictional characters?
Man,
no,
they're not going down without a fight, bro.
So let me ask y'all this: so if they do,
I didn't see a lot of backlash from it. To be honest, I saw a lot of praise for it.
That's because
you was in black groups.
No. I'm talking mainstream wise, even.
Yo, the Gateway Blurs.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them and Marvel vs. DC, man. But real quick, so let me ask y'all this. So if they do the X-Men, my personal opinion, I think they should do the original 5. Original 5. Like them talking about Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, Angel. If you're gonna do it. Because to me, seeing that team in live action, that would be dope to see. But how do y'all feel?
Being Professor X.
Yes.
And y'all can have all those white kids. Y'all can have all them white kids. Y'all have it. Only problem is, how does black man get all these white kids without nobody trying to arrest him?
Hey, yo.
And y'all just let him be in the mansion with them? Oh, no. They gotta be mutants. That's the only way that these parents go.
That mansion gonna have to be in Harlem.
I mean, it's in Westchester. It's close enough.
To switch it. All with the mansion now.
So I mean, it's in Westchester, New York. It's already in white.
Magneto is kind of black though, in general.
I mean, he's pretty much the Malcolm X of the mutant kind for the most part. He's the whole by any means necessary. So you know what I'm saying?
I mean, and both of them. But what? Okay, now what if we flipped it and made because the stereotypical thing of black men? Because both of them are not great fathers either, and they be leaving their kids in the wind as well. And we use that angle to get our black Charles Xavier and our black Magneto, because Magneto just dropped them twins off and kept pushing. And then Magneto dropped off what's homeboy, the one with multiple personalities.
Legion, yeah.
Just dropped him off, forgot about him too. And
I mean, really,
is it Polaris' daughter too? I think or something.
Really, he had 4 kids because he had
Polaris one of his daughters, right?
Polaris is his actual daughter.
Right,
Like
that's what I'm talking about.
That's his actual daughter for real, for real. Then he had his first wife, who his wife and daughter died. Then then you had Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which they got retconned to hell. So we don't even. So that's just
we can redo that. That's fine.
So yeah,
we can do that.
And but not Polaris 100% is his daughter, like 100%.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's out there with a whole bunch of kids. Maybe we can do it. Let Nick Cannon do it. Maybe Nick Cannon.
Here we go. There it is.
Rick, what he gonna have a turban on and just what's gonna block up all cycle of buildings? His turban.
That's his thing to shield him from Charles Xavier X. Since we're gonna blow this all up now, Nick Cannon, Magneto. Who's Professor X now? Umar Johnson?
Stop.
Nah.
Go home, Daryl. Go home.
Umar in the chair with no legs.
We're losing focus, man.
Go home, Roger.
Nick Cannon? No, you already know who Professor X is, because he already feel like he manipulating the minds of the U.S. masses. Nigga, it's Kanye.
Oh
no!
Go home, Ted. Go home.
Come on.
Yo,
Kanye would be an amazing Professor X, bro. Like him being able to dip into the minds of
because
you don't even know what side. Actually, he would probably be a better Magneto because you don't never know what side he's on. Like he on his own side.
Kanye can't even stay on point for his own point for 5 minutes. You think he's gonna stay on point for the muted side for at least 5 minutes? Nah.
You're probably right.
Bro, he gonna sell out the mutant kind so fast with some Balenciagas. I'm telling you, dog.
All the mutants finna come up in some Yeezys.
Oh man.
So you didn't wear your Yeezys in the danger room, huh? You just don't want to wear your Yeezys in the danger room.
Exactly. Before I throw you out of here, listen to this beat. Tell me if it's fire.
But you know what? But you know what? It would make sense though if they was raised by a black Professor X, because the X-Men they will straight jump you. I'm talking about like hood jump you. I'm like, yo. Like that's the one superhero team that don't mind jumping folks. Like I don't like all of them don't mind jumping you because everyone does. Hey, we're going to coordinate. Nah, we just gonna jump niggas. Like that's what we do. So I'm just saying. So it can work.
You gonna be Mike Tyson, son?
Bro, Mike Tyson be beast.
All right, we're gonna do a quick rapid fire round table. Everyone give one of their favorite film of the year, just one. It don't have to be your best, just one film. And if somebody else picks yours, then you got to choose another one so we can give people some insights. And if somebody else has seen that, you can discuss it with that.
Shit, I gotta think about that. Hold on, I gotta think about that for a second.
We'll go to you first, Jules.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Top Gun Maverick, man.
Still have not seen
it.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's fire though.
Come to the house. We're watching at the house. I already. Yeah. If you need to sign into the Apple, you can have that too. It's really that good. Like I watched it with my wife for the first. She didn't watch it until the other night. That movie is, such a good movie. Y'all know how I feel about movies decades apart, and if it's not good, it's gonna show. But this man brought that whole era in, man, and laid it out for this new generation. Man, it was fire, man. Just like Creed brought in Rocky, and it was just such a good movie, dog. And you got to see that, especially if your kid's big enough to really, you know what I'm saying? Take them to see that, man. That's Tom Cruise right there, man. I'm not gonna front. Jennifer Connelly. What's his name? Who played in that trash Fantastic Four? What's that young dude? What's the kid?
Oh,
what? I don't even know his name. He's the main character in there.
In the original?
No, in the new one, he played the son of Cruise's wingman.
Val Kilmer.
Oh,
yeah,
he was Val Kilmer's son.
Yeah, you said it. It's so good. That movie's really, really good, man. Worth it. It's worth it. Definitely. Like out of all movies, I think that was my top. That and Wakanda Forever, because I love Wakanda Forever. That was fire. That stands alone. It's one of those. It was like an origin film without being an origin film, just because you got to watch Shuri, you know what I'm saying, do what she did. But those two movies alone for me, man, this year was it. And a lot of reason because of Namor too. The way that kid was smooth, man. That was fire. But yeah,
All
Top
right.
Gun Maverick, man, that was classic, written all over that joint.
All right, Ted, I'll go with you. My bad. Let me go. Let Ted go next. If you have anything, don't matter what it is, Ted.
Daddy Hood done got me all out of pocket, so I'm not really. I ain't seen a bunch, but what I have seen, I'll probably say my favorite was Prey.
Oh, Prey.
Dude, you took mine. You took mine. Damn, you took mine.
Prey was fire.
You took mine.
Prey
Totally
was
caught me
fire.
off guard, bro. I didn't.
Man.
The moment it dropped, I think Daryl called me like that night. He was like, "Boy, if you got any time,
Hey, yo,
stay up, watch it." He was like, "That mug is amazing, and it did not disappoint on any counts."
Praise my
And it
top
was
five.
simple.
It was in
It
there,
was
though.
a simple Predator film.
That was, if that was not perfect, I don't know what is, man.
Ew.
All right, James, we need another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to pick another one there because that show is my top one, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Prey was my favorite, man. Oh shit.
Doctor Strange.
Nah, you
Please
know
no.
what?
Please
Nah.
no.
So I'm gonna have to say this because it's gonna be controversial. Minus the runtime, if you cut 30 minutes out of it, it's the Batman.
I knew you were gonna say it. I was
Batman
waiting.
was fire, though.
If you have to cut 30 minutes, if you cut out 30 minutes of it, because it was like 30 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I would say Batman. I
agree with you too. That 30 minutes extra, you could have.
Only because they gave me Detective Batman.
Yeah.
Even though some stuff was like, okay, you could have figured out that was kind of easy to figure out. But but other than that, it gave me Year 2 Batman, a Kurt Cobain version of Batman for the most part. In so many words.
Alfred was fire too, though.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciate how they played it up with like Catwoman and Jim Gordon. The Riddler definitely was pretty much John Doe meets Jigsaw. You know what I'm saying? John Doe from 7 meets Jigsaw. It's pretty much Batman meets 7. That's the best way I can put it. It's Batman 7. And I love the movie 7,
Yeah, 7 was fine.
But if I had to pick, since Ted picked mine, I'm gonna have to pick Prey, because I'm just gonna have to agree with Ted now. Prey, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one, because my God, like it was like what, like an old school Native American, and then it just made everything with Predator 2 make 1000% sense.
Yeah,
I was like, what? But I would say Prey would be my first. But if I had to say a close second, I guess I would have to say the Batman, because I do want to see that the Glass Onion movie. I do want to see the Glass Onion, and I heard that was real good, so I still gotta watch that. And I still gotta watch Nope. I haven't watched Nope yet, so I gotta watch Nope.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't watch Nope either. I was kind of.
It's on Peacock for free.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I'm going out left field. One of mine. I just watched it the other night, and I think it might be the best. All Quiet on the Western Front on Netflix. If y'all want to check it out.
All Quiet.
All is Quiet on the Western Front.
It's a movie.
Okay.
Movie, yes, it's based off the book, the classic book from back. So it's basically a story of a dude. Basically, think of like a harder core version, but not as cinematographically catching as 1914. So it's basically, but it's from the German side as well. So this is from the German side of it. It is basically so think of how Full Metal Jacket is, where they all kind of cool kicking and going through training together, and then they get hit with this fucking Vietnam War. It's the same thing. All these kids sign up to help out it wasn't the Nazis then, it was just the Third Reich, or First Reich, whatever Reich is, but they were just going to help out and do their thing. They all graduated high school, and then there's slowly most of these boys that all came up together, just all come from different parts of the war, getting messed up from the war and everything. So And the thing is that World War I was trench warfare. So people were fighting over like 2 feet. Like if you got 2 feet for the day and you got to somebody's trench like 2 feet away and you able to claim that was like a win. So it was like this trench warfare. The people were fighting over like 2 feet every day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it was super, super bloody, super a lot of stuff. And it is also the first modern war as well. It's the first modern war where we were actually modernly bombing on people, and like the modern warfare that we know how it is now came from World War One. So it's pretty good. It's pretty deep, man. And I love the book as a kid. Another one I need to see though is everybody keeps talking about is tomorrow. What is that other one?
Everything all at once.
Yeah, I need to see that. I keep hearing that's dope too.
You know what? It's another movie I forgot. That's actually that's a good watch, man. And I'm surprised I got a chance to watch it. The Northman.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah,
I got a chance to watch The Northman because I was like, I was like, well, I do.
That's right up Jules Alley. I'm surprised he ain't seen that.
I seen it. I did.
Oh, he did.
I feel like Jules
really good. I ain't gonna front. It's really good.
It's really
good.
Did
it leave an impression like Maverick did? Nah. And maybe because Maverick tapped in on, my youth when I, you know what I'm saying? You seen Top Gun and did it. It just gave me all that. So yeah, the Northman was fire.
Yeah, right. It was real good.
All right, a final quick hitter topic: your favorite TV show of the year.
Ooh, I'm gonna let y'all start that one.
I mean, I'll go first. Atlanta. Atlanta was just something else this season. And I guess that you can combine the last two seasons because it's really all of it came out in 1 year. So, Atlanta was just on some other stuff, man. If y'all have not, go. I mean, the way they ended it was so. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I love the way they ended it, where you don't even know what's real or what's fake, what's going on. All this shit we could have been watching could have been this or that or whatever. And I mean, the reparations episode was hilarious. Especially, and it was like little small things, like when the character was riding up, and you just hear "Make It Last Forever" from Keith Sweat. I was like, "Stay at this dude's house." You didn't see it; you just heard them playing the music, and people go, "Oh!" He was like, I know these people ain't sitting for this crib barbecuing."
Oh man!
And that
was from here, and that was from supposed to be from St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we just everywhere got you.
He's like, that's accurate.
Did you see this season? Finish the last two seasons, Ted, of Atlanta, Ted?
I'm midway through the last season.
So you got you saw the episode with the reparations episode?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. You got to finish this season. This season, I would say part 1 and part 2 of the last season because that's basically how they split it.
Yeah.
All right. James, you up next.
If I had to remove Atlanta, it's a two-way tie.
Okay.
Abbott Elementary for a sitcom because I love Abbott Elementary. Absolutely, that show is fantastic, man. I love Abbott Elementary. And then because I just got on so late, but I've been binge watching. Actually, I watched the episode right before I started the show with y'all. Yellowstone. I did not, bro. Let me tell you something.
Everybody's saying it, man.
Bro, I slept on that for the longest time. And let me tell you this: if y'all like, I'll put it like this. So think of it as like it's a Western. It's a modern day Western, but mix in some like elements from Succession in it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the frontier, so it's like, but it's modern day. It's a modern day Western mixed with some elements of Succession, and Kevin, because everyone acting that ass off, like Kevin Costner, that's Westerns is his bag, so so he can do a good Western, so he did fantastic. The daughter, Kelly Riley, who played the daughter, she was fantastic. Dude who played Blackheart, Wes Bentley, he plays one of the sons. Dude, Luke Grimes, he plays another son. My man from the second Fast and Furious movie, the main villain, he's one of the main characters. Cole Hauser, that's his name. Cole Hauser, the actor. Yeah, he's one of the main characters. It's really, really, really good. So now I would say, man, if you, because the way the first episode starts off, just like, whoa, what happened? But if you give it some time, like, because that's on Peacock, and Peacock and Paramount, and the Paramount Network. So if you give that shot, man, like for real, like It highly surprised me. But if I had to pick outside of Atlanta and outside of maybe 2 anime that I know that's been real good, I liked. And I'll even throw those in there for the people who want to watch them. Chainsaw Man, dope. That's it. Chainsaw Man, dope. Like if this other show called Spy Family, that's real good. So, but if I had to pick like live action, I'm just gonna stick to that. But nah, it's a tie between Abbott Elementary and Yellowstone. Me personally.
All right, Jules, it's up on you. What's your TV show of the year?
So, yeah, honestly, man, I'm everywhere with it because I've been watching a lot. I think Andor definitely did it for me this year.
I heard that
Andor was so good, man.
Andor was good.
I watched Andor and totally forgot I seen Obi-Wan, man, and that was all right, but Andor was just different. It felt like out of place, like even Rogue One felt out of place in the whole saga and and all the stories told. So it was really, really good. It goes deep with this kid, and you're gonna like that one. If you ain't watch it, definitely watch it.
But it's got the espionage feel too.
Oh man, it's so yep. And it's a lot of like the espionage stuff, but there's a few other shows I've been watching. Like I could just real quick Echo 3, I think on Apple Plus. That's fire. I'm watching that. I'm not done with it yet, but the final season was on this year, and that was good. It went out. It went out, man. That was a good one. And then a few other stuff like Foundation and stuff. Those are good sci-fi series that's like on Apple TV Plus too. But that Peacemaker was good for the genre. That was a good one. But I think Andor was it for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And we just ran through The Recruit, and that's really good, man, on Netflix. That's fire. That's really good. We just ran through that one. So I'm looking forward to a season 2. Ted, what you got?
I'm trying to look up some of the stuff that y'all was talking about because I've missed everything. What I did see, I would say the things that stick out most to me that I've seen, James said Abbott Elementary. Peacemaker was also ones that I remember staying up late for to be able to watch. And the other one was Righteous Gemstones. I think Daryl.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Probably I don't think I ever wanted to that. I got that hype for a comedy. It's been a while, yeah. So those are probably my top 3.
Yo, that's crazy.
Hey, Righteous Gemstones, man. I because it was like I forgot how I came up on it, and I was like, man, I'm not trying to watch no show about like no Jimmy Swaggart or nothing like that. Like, okay, it's not that. And I forgot. Someone was like, dude, just give it a shot. The first 2 minutes, I was like, I text Teddy right there. I was like, hey, dude, like I'm not even through for episode 1, and this is one of the best comedy I've ever seen.
Dog, like. Dude, like shout out to John Goodman and them, man. Like when they went back they did the flashback, it was flashback back to like him and Eric Roberts, him and his and then how the daddy had like dementia, but he came through with the shotty, and he said, be not saved, God will not be mocked. I was like, that's the hardest line I ever seen someone say after shooting a nigga. That's the hardest line I've ever heard. I was like, dude, it's like God forbid I'm ever in that position, but that's something you just gotta say after you blast somebody. Because that was the hardest line I ever heard.
Oh man.
Oh man, dude, that is it for our comeback episode.
Yo, real quick though.
Yeah.
It's because the comeback episode I've been watching. I don't know if anybody watched this. Animal Kingdom on
No, how is that?
I'm on season 2, dog. Listen, man, I'm hooked every night.
What is it?
So it's about 3-4 brothers. I think they're all brothers or something like that. But then there's like the moms or who's they just do dirt. They do all type of little robberies and all that stuff, man. But say it again.
The actress, the mom's name. She was a big actress in the 90s. I can't remember.
Yeah. But it's really good, man. It's like it's dysfunctional family that just be out there. They out there, man. They out there.
Ellen Barkin is
Ellen Barkin. Yeah.
And that is a really good series, man. Like, so I'm just on season 2, but it gets deep every episode, and I'm sitting there like, yo, this is crazy. So late night.
It's on Prime. What is it?
It's on Prime.
And James, you said Chainsaw Man, and what was the other one?
Spy Family. It's Spy X Family, but it's pronounced Spy Family.
Yo, what we need to do is just maybe make a list.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. No, it's definitely on Crunchyroll. Chainsaw Man and Chainsaw Man and Spy Family on Crunchyroll. Oh, it's one I do want to watch. It's one show I do want to watch, and shout out to Jonathan May for giving me a recommendation. Tulsa King, because the same dude who made Yellowstone made Tulsa King, and I really want to check that out.
Yeah.
I get a second.
So you on season 5 of Yellowstone?
Yeah, like I'm on.
You ran through, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I ran through. Like I'm on episode. I'll be on episode 2.
Yeah,
I'll probably watch episode 2 after I get off this. But
another show on Apple Plus is Severance, man. If y'all check out Severance.
Okay.
So it's basically you don't know that you go to work. And you don't know your coworkers. You don't know anything about them at all. You basically have 2 different lives. You're 2 different people. You basically have an implant. As soon as you enter the building, you forget your outside life. And as soon as you leave, you forget what goes on at work.
Wow.
So you don't bring work home, and you don't bring home to work.
That's crazy.
So kind of like it gives you like what, a different personality the second you walk in, make you a different person.
No, you just don't remember what happened outside, and you only remember what happens inside the building. What happens at work. It's an implant. So like you could pay to do this because it's like you basically get more because they figured that they did a psychological thing saying that people leave if they take their work home, it'll stress them out. If they bring their home to work, it stress them out. So why don't we just split it out and let you do it that way? And it's ill. It's ill.
Okay. Severance.
So
like, check it out.
It's like a character literally is they think they haven't fully integrated as the first part. He keeps running through this thing and he keeps coming back to the same spot, but he forgets that he was really on the other side of the wall and walked through the other door. He keeps on coming back being like, why can't I leave? But the thing is, though, he did. He's just 2 different people. He don't remember it. Because the other conscious part hasn't come in yet. So it's basically 2 different people. And then it spins up, and they start, the workers start getting it, figuring out different things and stuff like that, so it's pretty ill. It's pretty ill.
Yeah, I might check that out then.
Yeah, Severance on Apple Plus.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out for real.
Yeah, Apple TV Plus, man. I can't even front, man. They doing it right now. It's I think the best part of TV. Like, because you always wait for the movies to come out. It's just a lot of these series, man. Ever since the platforms opened up with all these streaming services, it's been dope. It's been dope. We're getting a lot of content, man. So definitely worth checking all this stuff out. And I think we need to put a list out. We can put it on IG page and in the group. Just say top series to check out and look into, man. But definitely worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gonna wrap this one up. We'll be back hopefully sooner than later, y'all. We gonna get back into the groove with this.
Yeah.
And get this out here because there's a lot of dope stuff coming out this year in 2023. And we thank y'all for staying to rock with us.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, been a pleasure.
Peace.